This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the Wasserman offices here today ahead of Adofia Bentley Fight Week at the O2 Indigo. It's the first time I'm seeing Gareth A. Davies since New York. You didn't make it to Vegas.
What do you mean I didn't make it to Vegas? How do you know? You just didn't see me.
I'm sure I would have heard you or seen you if you was there, Gareth, and interviewed you about 100 times.
No, I didn't make it for this one, but I did watch it with great interest.
Yeah, let's start there. Everyone in world boxing is talking about Canelo's second loss as a professional. Did you expect that to happen with Dimitri Bivol being so comfortable for him?
Well, no, I was expecting it to be a very close fight and Canelo to get a controversial decision, to be honest. But thankfully, Steve Weisfeld, Tim Cheatham and Dave Moretti all saw it exactly the same, didn't they, over the 10 rounds? I don't know if you know that. They gave the first 4 rounds to Canelo and 7 of the last 8 to Bivol. The first 3 or 4 rounds were so close to 10-10s, in my view, that I thought it was going to be a very close fight. I think Canelo was probably looking to come strong in the late rounds, but you know, it's an old adage in boxing, there's weight divisions for a reason. He found his limit against a fighter who used size, strength, superior strategy, if you like, high guard, created the tempo of the fight, and it made Canelo look very sluggish, and he never allowed Canelo to get into the fight. So he finally met someone, unlike Sergei Kovalev, who was at the tail end of his career, and was kind of out jabbing Canelo for long parts of that fight anyway. And he found a guy who is in the peak of his powers, much bigger man. I say weight divisions for a reason. And Canelo was bested in the fight, and he wasn't dominated. It was a close fight in lots of ways, but it was a very, the rounds were fairly close. But Canelo never got started in that fight because Bivol didn't let him.
Well, you said thank God for the judges. However, they were 115, 113 and all 3 scorecards. And most people I spoke to, all the media around me, seeing it online as well, the reaction, they weren't accurate scorecards. What do you think about it?
Well, and you could have scored it 8 rounds to 4, 9 rounds to 3. As I said, those first 4 rounds were very close. I was watching it from here. I was watching it off TV. It was, and I was annoying myself because I was kind of going 10-10 with a few of them. And you could have scored them for Bivol, and you could have scored them for Canelo. I don't have any argument with the judging. All the judges saw exactly the same. There's nothing to complain about. Bivol got a unanimous decision. It wasn't a fight with staggering amounts of action. It was a kinetic chess match. No, they didn't go toe-to-toe, did they? And every time Canelo tried to open up, Bivol found him, strong jab, step back, brilliant strategy, brilliant, superior. He outboxed Canelo. Canelo has that aura of invincibility, or went into it with that aura of invincibility. That's why people are surprised. And for a lot of the fans who've watched him box over the last 5 years, he's been the heavy favourite in all those fights. And even at 175 against Kovalev, I always thought he'd knock Kovalev out at the end. And that was his toughest fight since the fight, I believe, he lost to Gennady Golovkin in 2017. So it was he was in there with a live dog. And the live dog barked and growled and bit and did exactly what he needed to do to get the victory.
Who's the pound-for-pound king right now?
That's a good question. Canelo's still the undisputed at super middleweight. He's won a world title at light heavy, as I say, against a faded Kovalev. He's got a 61 fight resume with 2 defeats and 1 draw. He was a raw young novice in a sense when he fought Floyd Mayweather, who no one beat. So, he just came up and he found his limit and his level. And I wonder whether he should take the rematch. In my view, he shouldn't. I think he should fight Golovkin now in September and maybe fight Bivol later. That's still a really big fight. Bivol would really want that fight again. He's got nothing to worry about. Big money fight for him as well. But, if Beterbiev holds on to 2 of the belts, that's a big fight that they can do in America as well. So, no, I think Canelo would be wise to fight Golovkin next, in which he'd be a strong and fancied favourite. And then maybe come here and fight, is it Boatsi, winner of Boatsi and Richards, or
Yard's WBO as well.
Or Yard as well over here. That's a good fight. Again, it's a tough fight. Yard's going to hit him, but he's going to hit Yard. So I'd love to see that fight.
Bivol made some comments to myself saying that he'd be happy to do it at £168 with Canelo, as long as it was for all 4 titles. So that'd be interesting at super middleweight.
Yeah, that is a good call by Bivol, because that's tempting. He's got cut weight. He is going to be weight drained as a result.
He'd be massive on fight night, wouldn't he? Rehydrating.
You never know what they might do. The issue there is, as WBA champion, obviously with this suspension and sanctions against Russian athletes. Obviously, father is Kyrgyzstani and mother's Korean, even though he's a Russian resident. And the WBA ruling, of course, is that no flags and no anthems on the night, which you'll have witnessed yourself. But whether he'd be able to fight for the super middleweight belts, WBC, IBF and WBO, that remains to be seen. But they could fight for the WBA title at £168, and Canelo may be able to exact his revenge after defeat.
You make a good point there about the titles at super middleweight. I didn't think about that, and the sanctions that all Russian athletes are facing with that. Just a quick word on this fight week as well. A brilliant British clash between Adofia and Bentley. Looking forward to this one live on Channel 5 as well. Yeah,
it's great. I love Friday night fight nights. You know, Adofia and Bentley, both terrific fighters. We're about to meet them in a minute. Nice to see Josh Kelly back. Adam Booth saying he still believes he could become a world champion. I'd still like to see him fight someone of the calibre of David Evanesian as well, and show that his matador to the bull skills can work over 12 rounds. They didn't work last time. Obviously, that's his only defeat against Evanesian. But someone really tough who's bullish and comes forward, he's going to get that at world level. So, yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. But it's great to see him back. I'm looking forward to seeing Harley Ben. I haven't seen him for a little while as well. Hopefully he's here as well today. But yeah, looking forward to the fact that, you know, again, it's brilliant that Channel 5 rather, are going to show boxing on a Friday night. They've teamed with Wasserman. You know, they're going to develop their stable. It's great stuff.
Gareth, just a final one to close off. Have you had any indication or heard anything behind the scenes about the BT Sport box office buys for Fury White?
No, I mean, I've heard people, Eddie Hearn's put stuff out there with 600,000. I imagine it's more than that. You know, you can tell that by the uptake of tickets to Wembley and the atmosphere on the night. A lot of people saying they were disappointed with it. Couldn't believe it. I mean, you know, it's levels, and Fury was very, very good against Dillian White. No, they don't put out their numbers, but I'm sure they were bigger than 600,000 on the night. Spectacular occasion. It's been 3 amazing weeks in a row for boxing. The New York event, I don't know if we spoke there. Did we speak in New York?
Yeah, we did, but not post it. Yeah.
Excuse me, picked up a cough in New York. No, incredible event, amazing fight, best women's fight I've ever seen. It will be one of the fights of the year. There's absolutely no doubt about that. It's quietening down over there. I think the press conference is about to start. But yeah, it was a brilliant night. It lived up to all the hype and expectation. And I think Katie Taylor's probably got one fight left. Does she rematch Serrano after that split decision back in Ireland, Croke Park, 80,000, or does she fight a Holly Holm or someone different and just do that homecoming and it be the end? But knowing Katie Taylor, she probably will face Serrano again.
Gareth Davies, thank you very much for your time here at the Wasserman offices. I'll see you at the next press conference today for Ben Whittaker's announcement.
Cheers.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.